Welcome to another episode of Flow Combat. My name is Matt Briers, and today we're going to look at the Thai clinch and how to control, manipulate the head to maneuver your opponent and set up a lot of knee strikes, as well as how to get out of this very dangerous position. Thai clinch is a favorite for all mixed martial arts, Muay Thai, as well as just down and dirty fighting, where you get a hold of someone's head and throw some knees, some takedowns, a lot of different variations. In this episode, we're going to look at many different ways of setting up the Thai clinch, including how to set it up with strikes, how to defend against with punches, as well as different variations of Thai clinch, including the cowboy clinch, as well as a single collar tie. All that's coming up next on the Flow of Combat. Series we're going to look at is all about getting into the Thai clinch and how the Thai clinch works. We're going to look at a variety of different ways. First, we're going to use straight punches to get in there, using your jab, cross, along with some hooking action that allows you to set up the Thai clinch fairly easily. We're also going to look at how to use elbows to get in, so using those jab, cross, and then throwing nice, meaty, powerful elbows to get in on the inside. I actually have a cool little snippet of one of my students, Ray, doing a 2 versus 1 drill and nailing someone with a nice, beautiful elbow to get in. We're also going to look at how to hack to get in and connect to a single collar tie. The single collar tie and the Muay Thai clinch work together very, very nicely. The single collar tie coming really from wrestling, but now you see it in all combat sports. Lastly, we're going to bring in John Lebo, one of my old training partners, friends, and former co-founder of TRITAC. He's retired, moved to Missouri, and from what I understand, shooting guns and having fun out there. All that's coming up next on the Flow of Combat. My jab cross, it really didn't work, all right? So when I throw my jab cross, I met some opposition, right? So now it's like really depending where I feel. If I feel like I've got that left hook, boom, and I'm throwing, like clubbing the back of his head and falling in, all right? So I was watching a lot of you guys doing this. The head movement is a big part of the clinch. Like, think about it, it's like I've got to hold his head in here and connect him to my body and steer him with my footwork. So right off the bat, once we establish the clinch, we're just gonna get that shot going to get our footwork going. So I step, now comes this big steer in my body, boom. All right, now, come back. I step, and I combine that big steer with a back step. Like whips him around, all right? Makes him have a huge step, and loads my leg, opens up his side, or I can switch off and hit to the head, all right? So, 1, 2, boom, knee, step, spear, knee, all right? So, now we get the elbow pads on. If you want, we can end that at an elbow as an entry. Jab, cross. Instead of throwing that long hook, that's gonna drop an elbow. Now, same concept kind of gives me a spot to climb down on. Bam, bam, all right? Knee, knee, all right? Sometimes when you're establishing the clinch, adding movement, footwork, to kind of get him going is gonna help you a lot better. I tend to like to fight with my shoulder down, keeping my guard up all the time. I have a bad shoulder, really bothers me. So it's almost like I'm from Russell. I consider fighting from frame 4 is also a Philly shell, crossed arm guard. It doesn't mean I don't use that side to defend, but I like the idea of kind of hiding a little bit. I'm an older, slower guy. I kind of accept to eat a little bit to get in. I want to get in and get a hold of you, so I expect to kind of have things like brush off me. But if I'm playing from this position, one of the things I like is either like a hack. So if his guard is up, all right, I slide, hack at it, and then enter my clinch, okay? So I'm looking for like a side angle. So I'm kind of playing, we're kind of sparring, so he's throwing his jabs and his crosses, he's moving around. Now you gotta figure it out. And then it's boom. Oh, I went the wrong arm, but same concept. We're just playing again. Boom, boom, boom. Hack on it, come on it. There's my knee, step, knee. Now, when we get here, we're shove off, and then, so let's go, don't play too much with me. So after I say shove off, play the game, I throw my, I go knee, step, knee, and I shove off, and we're gonna finish with a right cross, all right? If it goes too far away, like we did before, so let's go right, I go knee, step, angle change, knee. If I shove off, he's already backing out. I need to reset as well. I don't want to go chasing right into his next attack. Does that make sense? So, if you want to play with this one, just any entry right now. Let's just go right from a neutral guard, all right? Hide a little bit, all right? And then you're gonna slide a little bit. So slide off almost like a false lead. Hiding behind that arm, hammer the guard through, and then a big step to enter. Club on it, step, knee, angle change, knee, shove off, crack.
First we're gonna break it down how we arrive at the clinch and then the actual clinch. We have two versions of the clinch. One we call the cowboy clinch and the other we call the standard plum that's in Thai boxing. Okay, cowboy clinch is meant for somebody with a shirt on, and the plum is meant for just somebody with no shirt or a tank top, a shirt that's just too flimsy to use as a guide. All right, I'm gonna go off rear frame one. So I'm in frame one and I'm attacking his cranial-ocular cavity, right in. And from there, I'm gonna shoot my other hand. My left hand goes out to the back of his shirt and I tighten up this way. So when I come in, I tighten everything up tight. So that's how it would look without his hands up. And then I'm gonna pull him into my shoulder. And then I put the other hand right next to that hand and batten it down tight. And then I bring the back of my head into his face for a headbutt that's kind of hidden right there.
The single collar Thai clinch is something that I just started using very naturally. I think it comes from my wrestling, that when I just had a hook on someone's head, and that's how I really look at it, that this is a fish hook. And it latches on someone's head and I'm able to maneuver them fairly easily. It allows a lot of hip movement too. It's almost like you'll see in the videos that I'm talking about hip movements and throwing almost punches. That's the feeling you have with the single collar Thai. It sets up a lot of knees, a lot of additional strikes. I like down dirty, up close in combat. That's why the Muay Thai Clinch, the single collar Thai work really well. On attack with this side of my arm. So we're gonna play that same spot. Like I'm like in that frame forward, or I'm going for my guard and I'm shifting on a hammer, and then I'm gonna come in almost like my forearm is gonna attack the side of his neck, and I latch on, boom. All right, this position, it's like control, is called a single collar Thai, where I'm trying to wrap my fingers on the back of his neck, right, his brainstem, elbows coming through into like the throat and underneath the jaw. Like I'm trying to like keep him away and also drive my hips in hard. And I have obviously bam, bam, free shots. It also allows me quickly to switch to the other side. So when I have his head down like this, I can hack and switch my hips to the other side. Boom, boom, boom. Or into my clinch and start playing back and forth, combining my knees and the single collar Thai, and how I can really start beating up my opponent, okay? So, sorry buddy. Good. All I wanna work on is that same entry, get a false lead, hack at it, and then come in hard with single collar Thai, boom. And you think about you're trying to connect your shoulder like to your wrist and like make a big C grip in your hand and then hang on it like a hook, like the fish hook hanging on his neck. My leg, if my left hand's on his neck, my left leg is back, my right hand's open to hit. Boom, boom. It's very, very hard. If he's pressuring into me, it's really nowhere for him to go. He just gets popped. All right? Questions?
That hack is almost like a direct hammer.
Yeah, very, almost like, yeah, you're canting the body a little bit, like boom, like, yeah. So what Jimmy's saying is like, when I'm coming in after here, like I'm like hitting that thing, like internal hammer, like I'm trying to like hack at the neck as much as possible. Because that's what I want. I want him to go this way and clamp on it. You see how it opens up everything? Crack. Like it's just, and the dude's done. We're trying to hook your hand on the back of his head. All right, so let's just start here with a single collar Thai. Then, so you're like my thumb and my pinky are almost like right on his brain, right? So the base of his, you know, where his spine starts. Yeah, starts. The base of his neck. That's why my pinky is. My thumb is in the cradle of his skull. All right, that little hook. Then my elbow comes in tight, like really tight. Like I'm almost trying to Americana myself. All right, that's almost the kind of feel. You think about it, like Americana yourself, getting nice and tight. But see how it's almost like I'm throwing a right hook or a right cross? Except if I was punching the camera, punching Daryl, I'm throwing a right cross there. I'm just latched onto the head as tight as possible, right? This allows me to have really good feeling hip and keep him always looking away. So I can easily switch my hips and end in on the other side. And I add a lot of movement to this. My hips almost become lazy and heavy. The whole idea is they latch onto his head. I can switch it, move it. That's that feeling, like the hips away. Like you're almost throwing punches, but hanging on his head and really sinking your weight. It's very tiring for your opponent, very hard to do. So make a little drill out, just be light now, just real nice and light. I just move it around, keeping him, he tries to pressure into me, I make him go the other way, he pressures into me. We stand double, just kind of keep your feet away. I'm on the balls of my feet, I'm kind of sinking into him, let him carry my weight. Very, very, very important. How the fuck do you get out of the Muay Thai clinch? So that's what we're looking at now, is getting out of the Muay Thai clinch, because that is, as you can see, it's not a revolutionary concept, right? Grab the head to a certain degree, pull down control, and maneuver your opponent. Many people attempt the Muay Thai clinch and really don't have a really good grasp, understanding how to actually control the head, so that's actually good for you. But if you ever do face someone who actually has a really strong Muay Thai clinch, it is a very demeaning position to be in. You just feel like you cannot get out of it. So let's look at some ways to get out of it. I'm going to bring back John Lebo as well as Mike Simon, looking at some ways to get out of the Muay Thai clinch, as well as a snippet of me kind of explaining the problem. Let's check that out now in the flow of combat. All right, first let's look at the problem. Like his head is down low, he's exposed, his body exposed, his head, his spine's not in line. I don't care how many fucking body shots Jim's gonna take here. It has not, unless you've got really long, powerful hooks, it's not gonna do
me in the clinch, it could be cowboy clinch or the traditional plum. Okay, plums like that. Cowboy clinch is what we prefer, but if there's no t-shirt, we'll go into the traditional plum that you see in Thai boxing. Okay, so Mike's got the cowboy clinch, and first thing I'm worried about is my head is manipulated. So one thing I want to mention with the cowboy clinch, even though we have the clinch, my arms aren't down here, I pull the shirt up so I can use these points in my hand here to drive his head down. So what I don't want Mike is for Mike to lift his head up easily. Okay, so even though I'm using this, I pull up on the shirt so it's acting like a plum. So when I bring it up, I use these thumbs to keep his head down because I want to keep him out of the fight. And my hands are in here. So I want him in an uncomfortable position. I don't want him up and then we're looking at each other and we're on this even playing field of pummeling. I want him down. I got the inside. I want to keep this inside and make his life miserable by doing angle changes. Okay, so Mike's got me in that position and I got to fight at it. So the first thing that's important for me is my hand positioning. I got to decide. I got to bring one hand in and one on the outside. And usually when I come down, the top of my head is going to be into his belly. So I need to get my forehead up into his belly. So the first thing I'm going to do is pick a side that I want to go on the outside with, and the other hand would be on the inside. And I bring my head up. When I pull down, I bring my head up. The second thing is I'm going to start walking through, because on that side I'm going to switch the hands. Okay. Now to bring my hips forward, I need to walk forward. I can't have space between us because the more space I have, the more he's going to need the shit out of me. So I need to get my hips up closer to him. So now I can start getting out of this clinch position. So once I'm here, I'm going to bring my feet and walk through as I take one side of my body and angle in. Okay, and go on the balls of my feet. Once I get in here, I bring the other hand in, and now I'm inside, and now I'm on my toes, and he's holding my weight. I'm not on my heels. I want him to hold my weight, so I'm on my toes. And then I can go into all the angle changes and add the knees because I'm on the inside now. So the idea is, once he's here, boom, he gets me into this clinch. My head is down. I gotta attack one side and get my forehead up. And now I walk through on an angle. You see, I walk on the side. So if he does knee, he's not kneeing me directly in the groin. I have my side. Okay, and I'm on my toes. And then I get the other knee in. And now I angle change right away and I start laying knees. We all want to fight for the inside. So this is good for me. And an even position would be 50-50. He's on the outside and one hand on my neck. And I'm on one hand on the neck and he's on the outside. So this would be like a 50-50 even position. I want to fight for the inside and he wants to fight for the inside. Because whoever has more inside has control. Now why is this important for the street? because if you're good at clinching and you hit somebody and get close and you have the sensitivity behind this clinch, you'll end the fight right there. With people that don't know the clinch, they don't even have hand reference points. You know, if you train the clinch and the sensitivity, you will rag them like a rag doll and just knee the shit out of them, and they have no game whatsoever. It's kind of like grappling and everything else. Once you're good in this world, the more time you spend there, the more somebody is like a complete novice. They have no idea what they're doing. Guys in Thailand spend 5 hours a day doing this, and they're amazing at it. Some guys are known just for clinch work. They're off the charts, just like some ground guys are just off the charts amazing. It's the same kind of thing. It's just a different reference point. Okay, so when you're in this reference point, we're just trying to plant the seed now for you to understand the clinch game. Not to be a Thai clincher, but you're going to make it street savvy. But the sensitivity that you're going to get from these sport type movements is going to cross over to very effective street stuff. So anytime you get into here and get this cowboy clinch, you're going to have this sensitivity and the instinct to do so many things. Okay, whether we're headbutting, shoulder butting, taking angles, whatever we're doing, it's going to be with the sensitivity that we develop from these sport style drills. So that's why we make the connection from both and bring them into and make it more streety. Okay, but it's going to be trained in a sport way so we can train it safely and get what the sport is teaching us, which is that sensitivity and feel from it. Okay, so one more time. Mike is going to attack me. However he gets here is irrelevant, but I'm in this crappy position. I'm going to go inside with one, outside with the other, get my forehead up, and walk my toes up and blade my body so I can get that first pummel in. Now I go square and get that second pummel in, and as soon as I get control, I angle change, so he's busy recuperating his balance, and then I'm there, I'm railing knees. Okay, escape number 2 from the clinch. Mike gets me down, okay? And I can't do the pummel defense because he's just too damn big and too damn strong for me to get under and up. So I'm gonna take this hand and bring it across his face to make first part of an X, which will open up this and let me do the first escape back to the pummel, okay? So once he has me down here, I try for the first one, it's too heavy, so I go to the second one, and it's across his jawline. One. If I need a second one, I'll use the second one, but most of the time, that one is enough, which creates the space here for me to do the original pummel, and then I angle change, and then I start the knees again. All right, so I call this an X defense. If you need 2, you use 2, but usually 1 is good enough, and it's going across this jawline here, or on this way, this jawline here. Not under the neck, you want to get the jawline. Obviously, we can make this nasty on the street. It could be a punch, it could be a rip or a gouge on his face. Anything to turn that neck and head so I make space for this pummel and then get the other side in. So in conjunction, they work great together.
Once you've established the Muay Thai clinch and now you know how to get out of it, let's start moving around a little bit. Angle changes are so important in all martial arts and all striking arts that if I don't have the right footwork, if I don't have to create the right angles, all the hard work of getting the clinch and using it to control my opponent goes out the window. So we're going to look at some different videos on how to actually set up footwork using angle changes, and these are big movement patterns. When we look at triangles and TRITAC, this angle change movement that John Liebo's about to go over is some of the most important movement that you'll learn for, I think, of all combat. So we'll talk about going both ways, and you'll see how it all relates to a triangle. Check that out now, looking at angle changes and connecting to knee strikes.
Now I'm going to take an angle change, okay? So I'm going to step out on a 45 with my left leg, and I'm going to pull and pivot. Pull with my right hand and pivot with my left hand. And that brings him off balance, and it also loads up my rear leg. Okay, so just that piece again. So I'll be here, frame 1 in attack, braced elbow, pull him into my shoulder, grip right next to my other hand, batten it down and headbutt, take a step on a 45-degree angle, and pull with this right hand as I pivot. And I pivot, and that brings him off balance, but it also loads up my knee. So that would be me doing that with a left lead going to the left. And I'm also shielding against any other of his friends. So it's good mechanics for both a one-on-one fight, but it's also good mechanics for multiple opponents because I'm using him to shield between me and other opponents with him as a block. Okay, so now we're going to do the same angle change with the walkthrough. Okay, so just imagine I can't go this way, all right? There's a wall or some people are this way and I gotta go the other side of Mike. So if my left leg is forward, I'm gonna have to do a walkthrough on a 45-degree angle and then pivot and angle change to bring him this way as opposed to this way. Okay, so I'll start from the same reference point. I'm in the rear. I do rear frame one in attack to his cranial-ocular cavity. I lock it up with braced elbow. I pull him into my shoulder. I grip right next to my other hand, and I lock it in and headbutt with the side of my head to his face. Now I'm going to walk through on a 45-degree angle with my right foot as my left hand pulls. So right foot walk through, and I pivot with my right foot and pull with my left hand, setting up my rear left knee. Now when I apply the knee, I extend my arms up, step, and knee, but that will be in the next section. So now we have two ways to take angles. One on the left side with a pivot and pull, with a step and drag, and one on the right side with a walk-through pivot and pull. Both setting up a rear knee. And now we'll do both versions with the rear knee add. Okay? And again, after we do that knee, remember when we were working the knees, we can use the skip step or the walk-through. So after you throw that first knee, you can link it with the other movements by doing whatever's necessary. If he steps back with a walkthrough, you follow with a walkthrough. If he just steps back a little, you follow him with a skip step. Okay? But we're going to work the same thing. I went here, rear frame one in attack, braced elbow, pulled him into my shoulder, put the other hand right next to that one, batten it down and headbutt, step out on a 45 and pull with this right hand as I pivot off the left foot, which loads up the knee and brings him off balance. While he's off balance, I extend my arms out and step and pull him into my pocket as I do that direct knee. 1, 2. And then I could frame one with direct and end it off of frame one direct. Okay? Okay, we're going to do the same thing, angle change, but this time from the walkthrough side. So I frame one, in attack, braced elbow, pull him into my shoulder, lock the other hand next to that, batten it down and headbutt, walk through, pull with my left hand as I pivot off my right foot, and then extend my arms as I step and drive into direct knee, and then rear frame one to get rid of them. And that is angle changing with knees added in.
Finally, let's check out some flows and drills that you can do that help further along your development of the Muay Thai and single collar Thai clinch. From a jab, cross length, and any entry you want. Your long hook, you have that jolt, you have that spear, okay? You also have that elbow. Falling into that clinch, boom, boom. All right, step, spear, angle change, knee, boom. Now I'm not gonna pop off, I'm just gonna stay right here. Big Jim is then gonna break out, boom, and get the single collar tie. He latches on a single collar tie, then he's gonna add some movements. This is where Jim's gonna free flow a little bit, where he can switch, I want him to switch, there you go, switch his hands, good. I also want him to get a clinch. Yeah, good, now he's going to his knees. Boom, he's at his own angle changes, right? Okay. And then he'll break out, then you break out, boom, and then throws his right cross, all right? So I want a little bit of play in the middle where you guys are lightly touching the body, feeling how you can use the Thai clinch, single collar tie, knees, all that together. If you want to have, you get to the level with your partner, you guys, we'll probably stick the same partners that you guys can get a little bit of a light, just like you're just doing earlier in that drill, a light, playful spar where you switch a little bit and then hit each other. So again, I'm coming in, bam, bam, I throw my elbow, I enter, I knee, step, boom, 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 whatever. He enters, starts hitting, good, good, boom. All right, makes sense? Let's go. Nice. That's it, right? That's it. That's it. Wow. Nice, right? Come on. Come on, get him. Come on. Nice job, Ray. Let's go. Nice job.
ass, man. Yeah, dude.